Welcome back to Nature's Corner. My name is Erin Shaw. I'm a naturalist with Ohio Department of Natural Resources. Currently, we are in the darkest days of the winter. The holiday seasons are right around the corner. We're in the middle of a world pandemic with the coronavirus, so this year has been a lot different than most other years. And people are at home, they're looking for things to do. And so on this show, we're hoping to inspire you or giving you some ideas of things that you can do at home. And for me personally, these are ways that I engage my mind, my body, and my soul. So, and this is through nature art. So with my mind, I'm making creative things, and with my body, I'm using my hands, and I'm learning new tools. And then with my soul, this is kind of like a meditative thing almost. It's a lot cheaper than therapy, actually. But I don't know. I just find a peace while I'm doing this, and I think that's something that we all could use a little more of. So I wanted to share this with you, and I hope you try some of these things at home. And please remember, the most important thing is safety. And by no means is this a comprehensive 101 on how to do this. This is just an example of things that you can do. And then, of course, if you would get something such as a wood burner, of course, read the direction book and watch YouTube videos, and maybe find someone that does it, and you could do it together. Well, virtually right now, but soon, one day, we'll be able to get back together. So I'm going to show you really quick some examples of stuff that I do both at work and at home. I'm going to start with wood burning, because I think that is probably the easiest. Like, if you're just going to start on something and you've never done anything like this before, wood burning is the easiest. I got this just recently. This is a wood burning kit from Lowe's in the roundabout of about 20 bucks, so not too bad. And it comes with, oh, it's a little hard to open. It comes with a wood burner and different tips. There's underneath of here, it has a book, a project book. So it gives you ideas of things to do. It has templates in here, little pictures that you can trace, like on carbon paper, onto your wood. So this is a great way to start if you have no experience whatsoever. With a wood burner, things that you may need would be needle nose pliers, which I have actually in my bag. The reason why I use those is because this tip gets very hot, and say mid-project you wanna change the tip out for something. I use needle nose pliers this just unscrews like that. And then you can put a different one on, say if you're going to write in cursive, or if you wanted to put circles, or this one here. Oh, yep. This is a shading tip, so you wanted to put some color into it. And then you just twist it back on. Give it about 5 minutes, and it's ready to go again. It's good if you can do this outside, but yes, I know we're in the middle of winter. Today's a beautiful day. We're really lucky to be outside today. But you could set up a really small fan to kind of take the smoke away from your face, because it does create some fumes. Sometimes the fumes irritate my throat a little bit, like cedar, so just be aware of that. And it comes with a little kickstand. That way, when you're switching out, you can prop this up, and it gets up to about 900 degrees. So be very, 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 very careful. And I'll start with something like this. This is a grid. It just helps me keep things in proportion. So I'll use a pencil or maybe a small ruler as I'm putting my design onto the piece of wood. And I'll show you a few examples. Again, I'm not like very good, but this is a fun thing for me to do. I'm making GIFs. So this is an example. It's really simple, and I don't know, I think it's just a heartfelt gift with hearts on it, right? Here's an example of one I did wrong, okay? I got it too hot. So there's a definite medium or technique, I guess, on, you know, if you want it really dark, which I got way too dark here. So just an example. Here's like a Christmas ornament, I guess, cute little snowman. And then on the back it says Christmas 2020. So I'm trying to stay out of the stores these days, trying to stay home, and so I'm making my own gifts. I got some burlap bags. So last night I made like a snowflake on I call these wood cookies or tree cookies. And then again on the back it says Merry Christmas 2020. Simple. And you could put a loaf of bread or something in here. Here's an example of one I made last year. And today I'm going to freshen it up a little bit with wood oil. So this is a snowman, again with tree cookies. These are cookies that we cut thick enough and took a drill bit, drilled holes through the middle, and then just put a piece of string through there, like twine or something, and then, I don't know, I think it's cute. And to freshen it up, because the colors have dulled over the year, it might have been 2 years ago, I don't know. This is wood oil, and I'm going to put a little of this on there, and you can use linseed oil. Might have put a little too much. This is kind of a dark wood. Not really sure what kind it is. But as I'm working, okay, and I didn't dry it off really good, it might be super shiny, but I don't know, it just brightens it up, and a way to keep your work fresh. And as I'm working with this wood, I often wonder, you know, what the tree's story, I guess. Because if you look at this one, the rings are spread really far apart, whereas compared to this one, the rings are really close together. And sometimes they're not like even, you know, the rings have a move in them. And I imagine in my mind, you know, the story of this tree, and then it inspires me in the spring. I want to plant some more trees because trees are very important. But I like to, I don't know, I like to work with wood. Here's a few other things. Wood burning, again, I'm just beginning, just an example. And some things that you can wood burn. Oh, excuse me, it's over here. This is a new thing for me, is leather working, and we'll talk about that kind of at the end of my thing here. But I used a wood burner, same thing, on a piece of leather, and I think it turned out really well. You know, it's unique. something to do, and it makes a really nice gift. So we'll show you that here more in a minute. So I think that's kind of it with wood burning. There are lots of books. I love books that you can get. It means fire writing, okay? And there's designs in here like that you're allowed to copy off of and transfer, and there's a lot of stuff online. So I hope you try this. The next thing we're going to talk about is the leather work. And I started with leather work because I have to do it at work. And we make things like the jesses and anklets for the raptors. So my leather work, you guys, I don't know if you can see my setup here. I'm so excited because I can roll it around like it's all connected one piece. Isn't that cool? Hey, you like my toolbox? My leather stuff is in here. Again, I started with this because of work. We have the raptors. Here's an example of, like, our birds are non-releasable. They've been injured in one way. They've been deemed to not be able to survive in the wild. So they are now wildlife ambassadors. We use them to help educate people about wildlife conservation and so forth. So this is a leather jess, and we make anklets and all sorts of things. So that's kind of what got me started in this. So this is what I do at work. And at home, I've been practicing. And again, I made this one. I made a leather leaf somewhere. Here we go. I traced a pin oak onto a piece of leather and cut it out and wrapped it on. And this is pretty much the same design as the jess that I learned at work, but I'm just practicing. And today, if I can do it quick here, I'm going to show you how easy this is. This one was not too easy. This is another wood burning piece. But here's a few tools I've acquired. This is handy. You don't have to have it, but it helps punch different size holes where you can put snaps and rivets and things on. This is a piece of leather that I cut out last night. So today I'm going to attempt to put 2 snaps on, and hopefully this works. Joe doesn't know it yet, but Joe, this is going to be your Christmas present, okay? So I hope it works. We'll see. I'm still learning now. Here's a supply of buttons and snaps. So for the button, let's do black. The back. Sorry, I should have had these out already. You'll need 4 pieces. And part of this, the learning curve, is just figuring out like what's what. So these are the 4 parts of the snap that you'll need. So I'm going to use the smallest thing. Okay, so we're going to make this snap together right here. We'll put one here, like that. Yep. And then we'll put one here. Okay, so just snap through both pieces. And on the top, okay, I'm putting this through the top. And we want it to button on this way. And this is nice because it's all hand tools. Okay, that's like a little tiny anvil. And this is a, I don't know what you call it. It's a thing that you put right there. And then a soft hammer. Put your snap in. Okay, I'm gonna do another one here. Here's the top. Here's the button part. Your little bitty anvil. This thing. All right. And then you want, this is the button part of your snap. And then you'll need a stud is what it's called. That goes up through the bottom. That looks like this. Okay. So through the bottom, just like that. And then I'm going to put my little button on there. And your little tiny anvil. This thing. You can do a lot of fancy stuff with the leather. Like I could stamp it, you know how belts or guitar straps, they have very intricate designs. So today, for sake of time, I'm not going to do that. But if you just do the basic part here, it's easy. You can make, I've made wallets already and all kinds of stuff. Let's see. Button part is here. Okay. And this thing. So Joe, I hope this works for you. All right. There we go. That'll wrap up your cords, your camera cords. Easy as that. And I've actually made quite a few of those. Other examples with the bags. I don't know, I'm calling it bag bling. Again, for gifts, I made a little one to hang off here. Okay, and you could put people's names on it. I don't know, it makes a nice little grocery bag. And then I was making one for my mom that says, it was for Thanksgiving, but it was going to say giving thanks, you know, and I was going to have the bag full of bread and honey, but I spelled thanks wrong, so it says giving tanks. But, you know, it's the thought that counts. You're going to have a lot of mess ups, and that's part of learning. But There's a lot more to leather work. That's basic overview. It's easy and it's fun. And you can find, like, you know, if you have an old bag that, say, the strap is broken, you could either fix the bag or salvage parts of the leather and turn it into something else, which is what I do a lot. So one really good thing I'm making is I'm good at making messes. The last thing I'm going to show you, quick overview, is with the Dremel. The Dremel is becoming one of my favorite tools to use. It's very versatile. Dremel stuff is in here. That is not my Dremel stuff. I think it's in here. Okay. Again, this is just, I'm not finished with this one, just an example. I actually accidentally went all the way through, but you can carve, like relief carving with it. You can make signs. So just recently I've learned how to use the Dremel as a hand router. So you can make a sign for your front porch or for your mailbox. You can make trail signs with it. I do use Dremels for work. Okay, here's a couple different examples. Sorry, this is what my dining room table looks like sometimes. I do this stuff in my house, by the way. My husband loves it. This is a handheld Dremel. Okay, this is the one I use at work. Again, the reason why we use it is for the raptors, for the hawk and the owl. This is a sanding bit on it, and so you can like trim your fingernails with it. You know, you can trim your dog's toenails with it. You can change these bits out for almost anything. You could, like, with a higher powered one, you can cut drywall, you can cut tile, you can fix your car. I don't know. There's so many different things. I like it because it's small and I can use it for a lot of things. This is a new bit that I just got. This is it makes it into a mini hand router. So that's what I'm making signs with. And I don't know, it's fun and it's a useful tool and you can make useful things. And I don't know, it's just, for me, very inspiring. It's motivating and it makes me happy. And I'm finding people in the community that I can share this with, or that are inspired by this. So if there's something in particular that you want to learn about or that you're interested in, or maybe something that you make, please send it in to us, send pictures, we'd love to see it. And so there's a couple of people I would like to introduce you to. The first one we have with us today is Mandy Wolski. She's park naturalist with Cowan Lake State Park, and she has brought some things that she makes at her home. So let's go take a look.
Thanks, Erin. So today I want to show you some of the things you would need to do a natural reef for your home. I have here some floral wire cutters, some beautiful ribbon, sharp scissors, and some fun things that I found out in the wild. We have pine cones, dried flowers, such as these, and some dried lavender. If you don't grow your own lavender, there's a lot of places you can go to pick herbs in your area. There's a lot of farms that will allow you to come in and pick. So one of the fun things you can do with things like this is spray paint. So you could take some of your fun outdoor items and spray paint them like I have done here with this sweet gum ball and put it inside my ribbon. To get started, there's a couple things you can use. These are wire wreaths. These are made out of grapevine. And then these are made with straw. You can pre-purchase these at most craft stores. You can also use the wire to make a wreath out of just the cuttings from a pine tree. Erin was really helpful. She pre-cut some pines for me. She got a couple different species. So now I'm going to show you what I do to fill in my grapevine wreath. I've already got a nice little start. And the great thing about the grapevine wreath is that the background looks just as natural as the other items I use. So I would start, I guess I did forget to tell you, you might want to have some clippers for your trees as well. So I normally start with a big piece and I look for the fullest of the branches. That's going to help me with my background and really help me fill in the sides of the wreath. So as you can see here, it starts to, I just start to fill in. So what I'll do is I'll take one of the big full pieces and using the wreath base itself, you weave the branches down into the wreath. So what this is doing for me is creating this beautiful background to start with. I tend to go so that my pine needles all go in the same direction. So once you get this nice thick pine needle set up, you can take the smaller sprigs that you have cut off while looking for your big ones and fill in on the outside. There may be some spots inside that look a little dull, and you just fill it right in. Again, just pushing the pine right into the back of the wreath. That's my favorite one to use because it's very simple. When you start out with the wire, you're going to use the floral wire to tie the sprigs of pine to the wire. It takes a little bit more work and a lot more patience with really getting that wire nice and tight. Once you get your wreath all nice and beautiful, that's when the fun begins. You start to really get into the natural part. I wish we had smell-o-vision because this is amazing, this fresh cut pine. So what I would do is find some of these beautiful flowers, and again, you're just going to weave the stems right in. Some other items that you could use to add a little bit more smell to it, I have the fresh cut lavender. So this I collected in July and it hung upside down to dry and it smells amazing. And it may add a little pop of color. This beautiful lavender purple, again, it just slides right in there. And you can do large bunches. You could do a few sprigs here and there. Just depends on how you are. It's your artistic design. It really gives you a way to express yourself. So there's the start. When it's finished, you can do, sometimes I have done half of a wreath and left the bottom half brown. This would be really pretty with a full wreath this way. And then it's really not even necessary to use a ribbon, but who doesn't like ribbon? Years ago, I made these. These are a couple bows that I had used. The easiest way for me to do this is with wired ribbon. It's easier to fold, it's easier to manipulate, and it stays poofy through all through the season. So with this wire, bows can be a little intimidating, but trust me, this wire makes it so easy. So with the wire, all I do is fold my ribbon multiple times, not in the wind because that doesn't help. And once you have it nice and folded, you're going to gather it up in the middle. So what you'll do is you'll take a piece of your wire, and that's how you hold the ribbon in the middle. Don't worry, the wire won't show. Beautiful. Just kidding. You're going to spread it out a little bit. The wire that I was talking about really enables you to form the ribbon easier. Now this ribbon comes in all sizes and all colors. And so really whatever you decorate within your house, whether it's gold or silver or the typical reds and greens or even the blues and whites, you can find ribbon at most craft stores to match your home decor. A lot easier than it looked. So once you finish this, you get your ribbon looking exactly how you want it to. Nice and beautiful and poofy. I normally use the end of the ribbon to go around the middle to hide that wire. So what I'm gonna do is use another piece of wire to put the ribbon on the actual wreath itself. So this wire is going to do just like what I did with all the stems, and it's going to push through the grapevine. And this is actually pretty simple. Once it comes through the other side, it's like a twist tie. And if you can get it to go through, let's see. So once it's through, pull it nice and tight and twist the wire together. Hide that wire behind, and you are ready to go. Thanks for joining me today. It was a lot of fun to join Erin again on the show. Have a wonderful Christmas season.
Another person I'd like to introduce you today is a retired police officer from Lebanon. He was a DARE officer with the schools for many years and has found carving in his retirement. So today with us is Chuck DeRay.
Hi, my name's Chuck DeRay, and today I would like to talk to you about a craft that I do here in my garage. I started wood carving about 2 years ago. I'm still refining my skills. I don't know if it's just one of those things that you're constantly getting better. And don't get discouraged if you start these, because you will ruin more than you actually complete. I have learned that. So today I wanted to talk just a little bit about a Christmas ornament that I have started doing. I start with a piece of basswood. It is 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 by 5 inches tall. Then I split it or use a bandsaw or a hand saw, whatever you have available. I cut it diagonally, so now I have the 2 pieces. On one of the pieces, I draw, and I don't know if you can see that, I kind of just sketch out a Santa face, his hat and his nose, eyes, mustache, beard, whatever. And then, using my carving knives and a palm V-tool, I start putting in the details. And eventually, I end up with something like this. So once I'm at that stage, using just some craft paints that I pick up at Hobby Lobby, I start painting and start adding in the colors. And eventually I end up adding a pipe. That's just sort of my thing that I do. And these are just 2 different size dowel rods. And then when I'm done, I end up signing the back and putting the year on it. So that, in a nutshell, in just a little over 2 minutes, is a craft that I do here in my garage. I carve other figures as well. I do some spoon carving, and constantly expanding and just kind of getting better at what I do. All right. Hey, I hope you've enjoyed this, and happy carving.
That's it for today's show. Thanks for watching. I'd also like to thank Mandy Walski and Chuck DeRay for being with us today. And we'd like to show you more of these from people in the community. So if you'd like more information, please check us out online, or we'll see you on the trails.